Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It seems my Bathhouse Betty videos are helping you enjoy your bathhouse visits a little bit more. And so, due to popular demand, and more than one suggestion, I present to you Who You Will Meet in a Bathhouse, the sequel. So buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. I'm totally kidding. It's gonna be fine. There are so many types of people at these places, it's nuts! So let's get started. Without further ado, I present to you the couple. These guys are obviously in an open relationship. Maybe their rule is we only play together. That's what's tricky about this one. You don't know what their dynamic is exactly, so you're kind of at the whim of this couple. They're gonna have their own set of rules. It can be a lot for an outsider to navigate and impossible to understand the intricacies of someone else's relationship. Hell, most of us don't even understand the intricacies of our own relationships. The pro is obviously that you are new meat, so all of the attention will be on you. But the cons can be many. Maybe one of the guys is overprotective and he's blocking the partner and shielding him from anyone's advances, like the cloaking device on a Klingon ship. Whoa, that was too nerdy. If you're lucky enough to get an easygoing couple and they are your type and they get into things that you're into, then jackpot! Now, let's do a little pop quiz. Let's say you're with a couple in their room, but one guy is sitting at the end of the bed watching while you're tangled up with the other guy in some sex pretzel. You should A, keep going, B, check in and make sure everyone is having fun, or C, pull out a deck of cards and do a magic trick. If you said B, then you're right. Although, technically it's not your responsibility to make sure everyone is on the same page. I mean, it's not your relationship, but it's really a classy move if you can check in with the one guy that seems to be left out. You can call this next guy Regina George. He's the mean girl. No one really knows why he is the way that he is. Maybe he's masking some unresolved issues around having stayed in his small town for the love of his life only to eventually be cheated on, and then completely losing his faith in humanity and spawning his eternal distrust of every guy he ever met afterwards. Or something like that. But more likely, his drugs are hitting him weird, or he's not having any luck finding what he's looking for, so he's taking it out on everyone else. He's usually alone, walking quickly through the halls, throwing bitchy comments at people who get in his way. Pop quiz. If you become the target of this mean girl, you should A, stay out of the way and wish a better night for them. B, lay a complicated booby trap involving lube, a funnel, and 3 Pop-Tarts. Or C, join them, because you could let off some steam too. If you said A, you're right. Stay away from them if you can, and wish them a better night. I mean, but do that in your head. Don't actually make conversation with them, because you don't want them to ruin your night by engaging with someone who's only looking for drama. And hey, if I forgot any characters, let me know down in the comments. Oh, hey. I want to take a second to say that this video is made possible by the generosity of my patrons over at patreon.com/Patrick Marano. Patrons get perks like behind-the-scenes content, shout-outs, and personalized videos. To join the fun, click on the link in the description below. If you're enjoying this video, give her a like. Then YouTube will share it with more people, and then we can all go out for ice cream. Okay. Back to the men. This next guy is sticking to you like those fish that swim along sharks. You just can't seem to shake the stalker. However it happened, because it can happen in different ways, maybe the two of you started fooling around, but then you realized it wasn't a match and you made a quick exit. He obviously doesn't agree with your decision, and he keeps popping up everywhere you go trying to finish what you guys both started. Or maybe he was engaging you in conversation to which you were polite enough to partake in, but now you're trying to get rid of him and you can't. Pop quiz. If you experience a stalker situation, you should A, politely say something like, I just want to do my own thing, so I'd appreciate some space. B, call the police. Or C, put on a fake nose and mustache to throw him off the trail. If you said A, then you're right. Be forthcoming with your intentions. Remember, clear is kind. I know it can be hard, but you're actually doing both you and him a favor by flat out saying what you need, like space. But sometimes that doesn't work, and he's not gonna get the hint. Or he did get the hint, but he doesn't care because it's a public space, so he's gonna do whatever he wants. Worst case scenario, you might have to talk to the manager. Okay, the next guy is the opposite of the stalker. He's not bothering anyone. In fact, he's barely moving, because he's in his room, on his bed, on all fours, face down in the pillow, waiting. He's more like a Venus flytrap waiting for lunch. His trap is set and he waits. The door to his room is ajar, the lights are down low, he's at a jockstrap or fishnets or nothing, a bottle of poppers in one hand and the patience of Job. He's banking on the fact that sooner or later you're gonna get tired of doing laps or being rejected or having blue balls from watching so much porn that eventually you'll stand outside his room squinting through the blackness trying to make out any redeeming features. Should you? Shouldn't you? What happens at the bathhouse stays at the bathhouse. Pop quiz. So, you've decided to throw caution to the wind and enter the room, but you suddenly realize you've made a huge mistake. You should A. Make up a lame excuse about having to drive your friend's dog to the vet. B. Make a quick, clean exit. Or C. Say loudly, "Oh my God, what the hell was I thinking?" If you said C, then you're wrong. That would be a very mean thing to say, and our #1 rule at the Tubs is respect. The right answer, of course, is B. You don't have to do any explanation. I mean, the guy is face down in a pillow. He's not looking for small talk. Just pack up your things and leave. But make sure to leave the door open. Next we have the Exhibitionist. This guy loves the attention. He wants all eyes on him. He's either hanging out in the public areas with some guy on his knees while he tweaks his own nipples and makes direct eye contact with you from across the room. Because hey, if you're getting blown and no one's around to see it, did it really happen? If he's in his room, he's strewn across the bed, there's porn playing on the TV, he's exposing his glory for every passerby to see. For this guy, the main thrill is being watched. He doesn't care by who, just as long as there are eyes on him. You can try to join, but he's probably not interested because, let's face it, if you join him, then you're not really watching anymore and that's less eyeballs on him. Pop quiz! If you come across an exhibitionist and you do want to join him, you should A. Get him alone. B. Juggle kittens. Or C. Do things to him in public so he can have an audience. If you said anything other than C, then you're not even trying, okay? Remember, keep it public for best results. This next guy, he's friendly, he's chatty, but beware. You can go from a friendly banter to intense personal conversation real quick with this guy. He is the talker. Whether he talks a lot because he's done so much crystal meth that he's crossed the line from horny to cruise director, or maybe pandemic isolation has him yearning for any kind of human interaction. Okay, pop quiz. If you do find yourself stuck with a talker, you should A. Give him a purple nurple. Do you know purple nurple? Boop, boop. B. Set up a firm boundary early on by saying something like, "Hey, it was nice chatting. I'm gonna go bag me some now." Or C. Put your in his mouth so he shuts the hell up. Actually, in this case, I'm gonna accept B or C. Hey, whatever works. Now, I wanna give a special shout out to Terrell and Brian, who both joined my Patreon family at the jock level. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah!